I just came off a call with one of my boys. So sorry for the gap in recording. Don't remember what I was talking about, but this year has been a big year for me. And moving forward will continue to be big for me as long as I make that my reality. Because what I've realized is you can only know so much before it starts eating you up inside. And one thing about me is I've always wanted to find the answers and always look for the answers. I've never felt like anything or everything that I've been doing was right or serving me. I've never really had a clear sense of direction like a lot of other people have. I feel like my mind's always been shifting. Not to say that I don't have a path that's set out for me. I feel like everyone has a path that's set out for them. But to say that in life you can be at so many points and have so many areas in which you want to dedicate or focus your time and energy into. But the real matter of the fact is, as you can see, I got a haircut today, and I love getting my haircuts because I always have conversations with my barber, and it rewires my whole thinking, always. Because I feel like it's a place where I can go and speak to one of my boys. Like, he's genuinely my boy. I don't care if he doesn't think I'm not his boy or not. Like, because we both I don't know about him, but I know for me, the conversations genuinely do help me so much. To be able to talk to someone and break down the layout of... I feel like all my relationships have different conversations in which when I say we, I mean the person and me, whoever the person we have a conversation with. But every conversation that I have with an intention to have a conversation with that person, and like a genuine one, it always results in me and that other person leaving that conversation feeling like understood, fulfilled. That's what I like about psychology. That's why deep down I would love to be a psychologist, and I'm a psychologist, for God's sake. The amount of people that talk to me about their problems and just life and, you know, the type of person that I am. Psychology is within me. Psychology is within everyone. You know, for me, what I love most about psychology is the understanding of the self, the understanding of understanding, just everything that encapsulates psychology is me. Psychology, all of us, psychology is humans, you know, if you really understand it. Psychology is what you don't see that's in here, that you don't see and will never see, or you won't really have that clarity or understanding on. That's what psychology is to me. And like understanding that kind of idea, the ideas within that mental kind of field. And I believe that it's given me a perspective in which I'm able to really critically break things down and understand things with a different perspective compared to other people. That's not to say like I'm special or like I'm some mutant ninja turtle, fam. But it's just to say that a lot of people don't have the inclination in their minds to know themselves fully, because they're not aware that that is the key to mastering your life, for real. Knowing yourself, knowing what you are, what you represent, what you want to achieve, what you've achieved, like all of these things, they're all part of us, they all shape us, whether you think it or not. And that's what psychology is, the parts of you that it's you. I feel like psychology is you from a lens which you don't see yourself. Like, you don't see it being you. But then when you understand psychology, you understand yourself more, because you understand that there's a level of you that you haven't really understood, and you understand what even is you, what does you entail, da, da, da. But anyways, to level it down from the really deep critical thinking that I'm on right now, because I'm always on this deep critical level of thinking, by the way, chat. Mine's always deep in life. But my point is that I feel like this process of uni I've learned a lot. I've seen a lot, I've been through a lot, I've met a lot of people, I've loved and cared and lost a lot of people, close to me, not close to me. I've built myself into a person now that I'm ready to go back home and really like embrace who I am, whilst also embracing my family and loving my family and really loving, just being loving in a way where I'm not choosing myself. I feel like the main thing about myself was that I never really knew what it meant to choose yourself. I never really truly knew what, because I feel like I always had that space to go back to and run to and feel safe. I feel like with uni, it puts you in the deep end, boy. Because not to say that I didn't feel or don't feel safe here. Like, of course, this is my accom, this is my room, this is where I stay. But to say and know and understand that living in an environment or a space where it's just me, myself, and I, everything that I do is dependent on me. No one else. And then all of the things that I've embarked on, the people that I've met and lost along the way, just events that I went through, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, it really changed me. It really has. And for the better, of course, because, like, again, all of these things that I'm saying to the naked eye or to someone else may seem like, fuck, this guy sounds like he's been through a lot. Like, why is he not saying, fuck, like, I really just want to take a break? But nah, like, that's not who I am. I'm not a person who's going to become complacent in my own story just because my story isn't going the way that I've been wanting it to go. My story, I believe, it hasn't been going the way I've been wanting it to go because I haven't been doing what was set out for me to do. I haven't been aligned with the idea in my head that I create so much to be, that wants to be, and that will be. I haven't embraced that to a level of saying, yeah, this is me. I haven't done that. I've maybe for a few days or a few weeks, or like, you know, my point is that with a lot of these things, yeah, I know too much now, a bit too much, but it's about balance. It's about consistency. It's about discipline. It's about routine. It's about staying grounded. It's about reflecting. It's about knowing yourself. It's about, surrounding yourself around people, being loved, being cared for, and allowing that to be received. But then also learning what love is and what true love is when you choose yourself. Is that not even is that what true love is? That is what true love is, because you're saying to yourself, myself, yeah, like, I love you, I care for you, yeah, I love you and I care for you, yeah, I love you and I care for you, but if I bring myself up, then I'm bringing all of you up with me. It's not I need you to come up with me so I can move, because relying on someone else is never gonna, you know what you know. When I say never, I don't mean never. Of course, certain times you work in a team, you work in a group, calm, but I'm talking about the grand scheme of life doesn't reward someone and will not reward someone who is complacent in their own doing, in their own being. Like, if you have a goal, you have a mission in your mind that you want to set yourself up to achieve, you must do that thing. You must. For me, that thing is appointment setting. I feel like I've spoken about it a few times. But for me, you can't see that. But for me, that thing is appointment setting. Like, to be able to create the life that I want and I've always yearned for. I feel like appointment setting kind of like breaks me into that. Yeah, it may, like, one thing I've also realized is a lot of people say, oh, but I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, but that's not what I want to do. Fuck whatever you want to do. Fuck whatever you want to do, or whatever you don't want to do, whatever you like. Whatever is your calling is what you need to do. Whatever intentions you have is what you need to do. It doesn't matter if you don't want to do it. It doesn't matter if you're not feeling like it. It's what needs to be done, so do it. But then I hear so many people making excuses, being complacent in their own state of happiness, in their own state of being, and in their own state of, like, just living. Like, do you not see the impact that you have on your own self by not doing the things and saying you want to do things and not living up to it? And then on top of that, like, there's also the idea of, like, really, what do you call it? Not doing things when you need to do. I feel like also pushing things to the side. That's one thing that I've been doing a lot this week in regards to my setting journey. I'm still doing it today because realistically, I've got a call at 6:30, cool. But realistically, I know what my path is. I know what I need to be doing. And I am kind of coasting, kind of waiting, kind of postponing. For me, I'm aware. I've been making plans. I've been writing down. Like I said before, I'm a big reflector. What have I achieved? What key things have I learned? This whole book is filled with just notes of my brain, how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, in terms of the direction of things that I'm doing and setting out to achieve. And It's one thing to say, it's one thing to write, but to actually do, to think, to say, to write, to then do, to create proof, to create confidence, to create conviction, that is power. That is love. That is true. That's just true freedom. That's what freedom is. Not being bound by your own mental prison. I say it's a mental prison for real. Because your mind is in a your mind's at a point where it's like scared, you're anxious, you're worried, you don't know, you're unsure. Maybe, might, if. Like, really looking at it, we're all kind of shaped. I don't want to sound like a madman, but like society, distractions, all of these things. Bro, it's not meant to be easy, you're not meant to win. Of course you're meant to win. God wants us all to win. God wants us all to strive. You want the best for yourself as well. You know you want the best for yourself. That's why you have those thoughts and those feelings and those questions that you ask yourself day in, day out, at night, in the morning. But even with all these distractions, even with all of these traps, these bless me. These distractions, these everything, all the odds that are against you, for you to say, nah, not me. I know myself. I actually live with that, embrace that, embody that. Bro, you're already ahead of like 99%, I won't say 99, but 90%, we'll be realistic, 90% of the people within our generation, your generation, my generation, are lazy, complacent, and literally accepting and falling to the standards that society has set for them. And I was having a conversation with my friend today about ADHD, because I don't want to say that I don't want to label myself, but I definitely think my brain is very hyperactive, hyper focused, very ready. Like, I have a lot of just things to like just that I just feel a lot, but at the same time I don't. Like, it's a weird one, but to understand yourself, to understand your capabilities, to understand what works for you, what doesn't work for you, to understand your patterns, what makes you tick, what makes you, like, all of these things is so important. It's so important. I feel like it's so undermined at the real gravity that this stuff, like how big of an impact and a difference it makes on your life. Like, just the simple fact that I'm talking to myself here and making a conscious decision to have this conversation with myself and work through my thoughts is bad. And realistically, I was going to play music, and I'll be real, like, it would have been calm, would have been nice, but I want to look back. This is like my last, I don't know if I say full day. I don't know if I'm moving back home today or not, for real. I don't know. I don't want to push myself. one thing I've realized is my parents have definitely let me just, and I'm grateful. Wallahi, I'm grateful. Like, I would have loved for them to push me and to be on me, but realistically, they acknowledge and see that I'm at a point in life where I feel like everyone should feel the same, to which you shouldn't have to force yourself to do things. You should know what you need to do and kind of work through everything, work through all your feelings, your emotions, your understanding of whatever it may be that you're going through or feeling. And then with that, move with the flow of those feelings. But I feel like too many people get caught up and don't allow that flow, that current to really take on its course, because they get so caught up on blocking that water from bursting up. Sometimes you generally just gotta let shit burst and just flow, and then by the end of the day, it will all be dried up. Would you rather have a big bowl of water? This bowl of water is problems, by the way. Problems, big bowl of problems. And contain that because you're scared of, oh, like, no, this is brother. And then you're just holding on to all of that and really living in that, rather than saying, oh, shit, man, this happened to me. And then allowing, like, slowly, say, poke one hole, and that hole is just you trying to understand. Another hole is you seeing how it's affected you. And then, boom, one hole is, how am I going to get through this? Boom, and then gradually, that big bowl of problems is slowly dissipating. And by the end of it, there will be no water, and you'll be like, what? Was there even water here in the first place? Because you're going to be on the other side of that, not even seeing anything there because you've let go. Big one right there. Letting go as well. Hey, if you don't let go, guys, you'll kill yourself, or I mean not kill yourself, but you will hurt yourself. You will hurt yourself very, very a lot. You will hurt yourself. I say that from experience. I've held on to a lot of things, a lot of hurtful. I've been through a lot. And I'm glad that I went through what I went through, especially when I was younger. Because I really did learn the understanding of letting go. And not allowing things to affect you in a way where it's not even benefiting you. You're actually just holding on to something that is mentally draining you to the point of, like, you feel like you're going crazy. You feel like you're going insane. You feel like the whole world is against you. You feel depressed. You feel everything, but nothing at the same time. Because it's that overwhelming. It's that, like, you've dig yourself a hole that deep, that now you look up, you can't even see the light. I've learned the more longer you hold on to things, the more harder you make it to let go. And that's not saying letting go doesn't necessarily mean forgetting. Letting go means letting go of the emotion and the pain, whatever you associate with that, and looking at it for what it is. And yeah, some things are beautiful, some things are not beautiful, but to look at it for what it is and seeing it as the beauty, or even see the beauty in the pain. Because for me, really and truly, everything is beauty. Everything is positive love. Like, you look into something and find ways to bring light into that. You don't look at things and look in ways to bring harm to that. Another thing I was speaking about was good or bad morality. I don't really understand that. I definitely need to look into the book. You Are the Placebo. Shit. You Are the Placebo. And what's the other book he said? He said You Are the Placebo. And there was another book. But You Are the Placebo sounds like something I would love to get into. But I've listened to Atomic Habits. Me, I'm a listener kind of guy. And even like listening, it makes such a big difference. Of course, reading and having the physical copy, I would love to, and I will, inshallah, have all of these books laid, and I'll read them all in depth and be that person who's just like, I'm just a guru. But I'll be real, I've also come to a point where I've realised I have to dilute myself to others. I really have to. I must have spoken to one of my friends, Boya, really good friend of mine, my goat for real. And like, he's going through life. I feel like he's like me in a sense where he knows what he wants for himself, and I respect that. And when I see that in others, it really ignites that side of me and makes me feel that side of me where I'm also on the direction and the path that I'm on. But he must have, like, when people, like, one thing, for example, not saying what you set yourself out to do, or not really telling others, really, that's the big thing, not telling others. Because I love all my peoples, but I feel like, wallahi, certain things, if I just do them on my own, not ask for second opinion, not ask for advice, I would just do things, just get shit done. Too much of time you look for approval from others when really and truly, what is that approval gonna do for you? And your idea and what you think for yourself. Is that their idea or is it your idea? Did you create that or did they create that? Are they gonna impose? Of course, I feel like advice, all of these things, it's important, but I've really learned to understand and come to terms with realizing that it is generally my life. It is generally my life. And I have so much people within my life. And if I really wanted to, I could cut everyone off from my life for my own sanity and my own peace of mind. And I'm choosing to let these people into my life. Therefore, I need to put myself in a position where people understand that I am doing things for me, that they are fitting into my schedule, into my time, and can respect that. That's all I want. That's all I've ever wanted. And that's one thing that I really learned from this uni experience, is that yes, people will love you, people will care about you, yes, even the people you love and care about, cool. But really and truly, like, how much do they care for you more than you care for yourself? I care for others way more than I cared for myself. I'm switching that. I'm caring for myself now way more than I care for all of these niggas. That's not coming from a place of hate though. That's coming from a place of love for me and for them. Because they need to understand that and realize that themselves. No one's coming to save you guys. I'm here as a guy. I'm here as guidance. I'm here as your boy or your girl, or you know what I mean? Like, I'm here for you. But I am me. Don't ever allow someone to make you feel like you aren't yourself, like you aren't you. What I mean by that is when you question yourself, like, should I be doing this? Is this something that I really want to do? Should never have to feel like that. Should never ever have to feel like that. If you feel like that, then of course ask yourself a question, walk through it. But 9 times out of 10, it's something that you shouldn't or don't need to do. Or more time don't even want to do. And your brain's warning your brain saying, I don't really know, like, if this is what I'm feeling, like. But a lot of us are complacent in our own failure, in our own downfall. We watch ourselves burn and fall, and we allow ourselves to feel helpless. When really we have all the control. Generally, you have all the control over everything and anything. If you really wanted to, you have control. That I could turn this video off, sit down, lock in for the next, say, hour, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, and just flipping do work, or do set my brain to doing whatever, like side hustle, whatever thing is I want to do, or even editing. Like, it doesn't have to be specifically side hustle, it can be anything. I can do that right now. What's to say that you can't get yourself up off your ass? And if you aren't able to tell yourself that you can do that, now of course maybe you're not going to right now, but to be able to give yourself that clarity and know that, okay, if I push myself to do this thing, I can accomplish it and I will accomplish it. That is the best thing that you can do for yourself in your entire life. And that's one main big thing that I'm really, really working towards. Just building that clarity. Building clarity in who I am. In a sense of everything that I do brings me closer to that version of myself who I know I already am. Because like, another thing, when I spoke to my barber, he said, if you don't have it, don't act as if it's not something that you can achieve. Like, you already have it in the present moment. As well as understanding the fact that you don't need it. Because if you need it, that means that it isn't for you. You should already have it. You don't need it. You already have it. You don't need it, you already have it. That's deep. I don't know if you guys think like me, but that is deep. Because that's really shifting your mindset from feeling like everything that's around you, that you look to, that all the dreams and goals that you set out to achieve, it's like, I need. You're creating a separation between the version of yourself that already has it and the person that you are now. If you need, because that means you don't have it. I didn't understand that one when I was in the barber chair, you know, but now I do. But yeah, another thing about me that I appreciate about myself and love about myself is I am generally introspective. I generally do give myself the time to speak to myself and talk to myself and go further deep into my thoughts. And this is my form of meditation. This is my form of journaling. This is my form of therapy. Because I believe and I know that it's just me and myself and God and my family. But like, when it comes to my problems, like, there's only so much that I can give to anyone and everyone for them to fully understand and feel the way I'm feeling And you know what I mean? So for me to expect everyone to understand me and to want to know me and to want to, like, I don't know, man. I just feel like as humans, we have a lot of unrealistic expectations for others when we don't have those same expectations for ourselves. Shifting from that mentality of, okay, these other people, I'm starting to shift to what I'm doing for myself is something that's gonna make a really big change in my life, for sure. Because I feel like for most of my life I've operated at a field where I don't put me and my needs first. I kind of create like an external rewarding system where everything around me physically